Ah, you must be here for this month's show. Stay tuned. Why, hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of That Time of the Month Show. I'm your host, Gordon the Werewolf, so let's get into it. So this month I'm giving you a review, facts and mythology on the movie Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed. Let's start with the review. So this one is written by Megan Martin, directed by Brett Sullivan, starring Emily Perkins, Tatiana Maslany, upcoming She-Hulk, Eric Johnson, Janet Kidder, and Catherine Isabel, and Brandon Fletcher. So this is the sequel to 2000's Ginger Snaps, where Bridget Fitzgerald is now cursed with lycanthropy and is giving herself injections, and only finds that it doesn't cure her, but it just slows down her lycanthropy and is slowly turning. And she has hallucinations of her sister Ginger, played by Catherine Isabel, so she returns, but as a ghost because she died in the previous movie. And of course, she gets taken into rehab where they believe she's crazy, but then, of course, there's a staff member who will help her get her injection of monkshood, sexual favors, but refuses. But then she befriends this little girl called Ghost, who is an arsonist, and, well, a friendship forms to escape. And, of course, there is a male werewolf stalking them as well, and also, in the end, Bridget succumbs to her lycanthropy and is a wolf, whilst her friend Ghost, well, she writes comics about it and stuff. That's pretty much the story there. So what did I like about this? Well, I liked that this was a good sequel. It went in a different approach. We focused on, Bridget, who we see slowly turning into this creature because she has the same condition as her sister from the previous movie, and that this injection of monkshood, isn't a cure, but just represses the transformation. So I liked the whole acting that Emily Perkins put into this performance, this time taking on the full lead role. Of course, I do like that we get Catherine Isabel back as a ghost of Ginger, and she's haunting her, and only in her mind, though. And I also like Tatiana Maslany. Who knew that she would one day become the lead in the sci-fi drama Orphan Black and eventually She-Hulk? I forgot she was even in this movie till I rewatched it. She looks quite different too. I also like the supporting characters we see in this, except for Tyler. That guy's a scumbag. I do like the puppetry and the practical effects on the werewolf too. Again, they decided to not go CGI. They said, let's stick to the practical works, and I gotta say, it did work. But is this movie as good as the first one? Well, I do like the first movie. This one kind of does feel like a bit of a rehash, but a different setting and a different story. But, yeah, I'd say it's okay sequel, but I much do prefer the first movie. Of course, we don't see Bridget fully in her wolf form, but we do see her slowly change, and we do see a full-on male werewolf in this movie. Yeah, it's a good one anyhow. I'd say if you like the first movie, check this out. So I'm gonna give this one, you know what? I'll give it 3.5 full moons out of 5. 3.5 full moons out of 5 for Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed. So let's get to our next part now, shall we? Shall we go with the mythology first, the mythos? Yeah, let's do that. The mythology in this movie pretty much follows the similar laws to the first movie. Once bitten by the werewolf, they slowly turn into this lycanthropic creature. As we see from Ginger in the first movie, Bridget goes through the same process, only we find that the cure for this disease isn't actually a cure, but something that slows down the transformation. And of course, the werewolf walks on four limbs, and because the movie had a bigger budget, they made the werewolf look a bit more better, but it's still practical effects. The area where the hospital was filmed in the movie was an actual real-life abandoned mental hospital. And the state it was in, the paint peeling off the walls, and everything falling to pieces, is exactly as the filmmakers had found it. In one scene, Bridget's leg snaps sideways, and she has to snap it back into place. Reportedly, Emily Perkins used her own leg in the shot, as opposed to a prosthetic leg. The second movie was shot back to back with the third movie prequel, Ginger Snaps Back to the Beginning. In the scene where Bridget is crawling through the vents and tries to escape, the vents are made to look twice as long as they are by using mirrors and 45-degree angles. In the final shot, as she jumped out at the end of the vents, the shot is actually a real vent of the hospital. A lot of the film was shot on location, apart from Ghost's house and the vents, and was the highest budget Ginger Snaps film at 4.8 million Canadian dollars. The movie that Bridget watches at the care facility is Nothing from 2003, directed by Vincenzo Nattia, who was also the storyboard artist for the first movie, Ginger Snaps. And there you have it. Another episode come and gone. Yes, I know. It's always a bummer when it's the end of the show, but hey, don't you worry. I'll be back next month for another episode at least. And yeah, it's been fun. What movie will I go through next? Well, it's definitely going to be a werewolf one. But anyway, yeah, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All of the Random Horror social media links are down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. And until next time, don't have nightmares. Arrgh!